Hello, I'm David Slakes, and in this video I am going to talk about Vidyano metadata. One of the major design goals for Vidyano is to enable you to focus on application needs and let Vidyano take care of mundane tasks such as database and user interface management complexities. To achieve this goal, Vidyano uses a metadata model that describes how your application is structured and how it should behave. As a developer, you have complete access to this metadata. But before we take a look at how you can manage it, we need to take a step back and talk about how your application got this far. During the initial Create Project wizard, Vidyano generated and added a .NET Entity Framework model to your C# project underneath the service folder. Opening this Entity Framework model shows you all of the entities that were generated from your target database. Let's take a look at what was generated. After you sign in as an administrator, you will have an extra menu at the top called Management. Clicking this menu item will take you to the Metadata Management view. The first submenu item here allows you to manage the structure of your application. This menu item always carries the name of your schema. By default, Vidyano picked the name of your target database. Let's click this now. What you see next is a list of all the metadata objects that were automatically generated for each entity in your Entity Framework model. We call these metadata objects persistent objects, as they are the fundamental building blocks for loading and storing data in your application. Let me open the customer persistent object here to see what it describes. The type at the top is a unique name for your persistent object, and by default matches the name of an entity on your Entity Framework model. Directly related to this is the context property here, which is the name of the property on your Entity Framework model that returns the entity set. If you are not familiar with .NET's Entity Framework, you can easily think of an entity as a row and an entity set as a table in your database. On the right, you will find a list of all the attributes for this persistent object. Vidyano automatically generated an attribute for each property on your entity. The name of the attribute directly matches the name of the property. Vidyano then analyzed the property type and any additional requirements in order to determine how it should be displayed to the end user of your application. The Queries tab here will show you all the related queries for this object. In this case, a customer has two relations, addresses and sales order headers. Both relations are represented as queries on the persistent object, where the source for the query is the name of the entity set property on the corresponding customer entity. There is a lot more to talk about all the powerful possibilities Vidyano offers through simple metadata management. Definitely too much for a single video. In the next videos, I will go over all of them, so be sure to keep watching.